Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Obsolete Punks. I am Tim Ato, along with Goof Motel. That's a new one to me. Peyton Pothead and Hood. We got a double header for you here. These are singles that came to us courtesy of our Discord. Is that what? Discord? Yes.
Yes, that's
From
where he's from.
our buddy Dabbering's. This is the Flatliners, who we learned the other day are a much better band than the Tragically Hip.
The tragic
Oh,
hip, if you remember,
fuck.
Tim.
The
The
Yes.
tragic
Tragic
hip.
Hip.
It is very
Uh,
Thank you.
so,
tragic.
Thank you for involving yourself in the embarrassment, Losty. Or Goofy, I mean.
so if you are a fan of the Tragically Hip, you are going to fucking love the Flatliners. Okay. So this is a double header. I am very familiar with this album, actually. Not super familiar, but it's one that I've had on the background so many times, but I've never deep dived into it or really listened to it hardcore. But we're going to listen to two songs, Public Service Announcement, number one, and then followed by Macoretta Boozer. Something like that.
Macarena Boo Boo.
Macarena Boo Boo. So if you guys are ready, here's Public Service Announcement.
Okay.
Good.
I fucking love the energy in that song. That was killing it. That was awesome. I retract every statement I made about not liking short songs. So that did it for me. That song right there. Again, the Flatliners, they take the cake in all ratings all the time, every day.
Well, I'm glad you're giving into it.
I'm just gonna embrace it at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. No, in all seriousness, no, that was a killer song. Great energy, great drums, great guitar. It's actually even hard to follow along with the lyrics as you're reading them and trying to listen to the song. It's so fucking fast. But I'll get there one day after a few more listens. I definitely enjoyed it though. I'm gonna go with the 79.
Goofy.
I also had a 79 in mind. I like that. On that wavelength. This is right up my alley. Like I was saying before, my love of mid late 90s ska punk, like Against All Authority and Suicide Machines and stuff like that. This falls right into that sweet spot for me. This is actually Flatliners that I had to go back and discover because I didn't even really know about this album when I first heard of them. I was already like into Cavalcade before I kind of even knew this album existed. Um, and I don't listen to it super often, but I do like it every time it comes on. So yeah, 79.
Are there a lot of songs on this album that do sound similar? Sorry to
Most
interrupt there, Tim.
most of the album sounds like this.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. If I remember right. It's been a little bit since I've heard it.
Mm-hmm.
It is Fast and Furious. Host.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely, like you guys said, fucking killer track. I'm right up there with you guys on the rating. I'm at about an 80, and I mean, That says a lot considering, unlike our resident Canadian, I actually rated the Tragically Hip higher than the Flatliners last time. So
I think all of you guys did, except for me.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, yeah, 80.
All right, 80 there. I'm not going to add too much more because we do have a second song coming up, so I'll get more into like the band and just kind of the overall sound. So I'm just going to throw a score 77 on this one. That does give us a 79 overall for public service announcement. Do you guys want to do a versus? We could do the Tragically Hip covering public service announcement.
What's the point? We already know
See if
who's
they
going to
can
win.
redeem themselves. I guess we can't do that. So here we go. Are you guys ready for track number 2? Of course, we have no idea how to say this. Macoretta Boozer.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds
Macarena
good.
Boo Boo. Here we go.
Macarena Boo Boo.
Boobies.
Another night in the center, and the truth is the thing I'm wearing, and they try to jump on that him, and I spent from my chin, and the sand, and I was into this, and I said, I'm 400, that's what I can't say, and I'm wrong, but I'm late, and the smells looking like a holiday says, pushing the borders of this kid, but another reason that I make everyone laugh, tomorrow what'll happen again, I'm sitting in a place, my drinks so far, I never stop, I'm racing, no control, because I get so more racist, that it doesn't ever trigger problem, when I'm drinking down, there's something for, he's passed out, he hit the floor, he hit the floor. I was I use the seven because I came because I house it was strong as a skunk and it's for the pop sound. Lasted like a hundred for a shift in the moment. And for the toilets and we had in the mud and haze and the drink of rampage. Special bottles in this way, I'll tell you so. Get in this way, takes a race out the truck and you. He'll tell you so. Hey, spills and bruised. I'm sitting in a place where drinks so hard. And now it's time. I'm racing out of control. Because I get so more racist that it doesn't ever trigger problem when I'm drinking down. It's such a for. He's passed out. He hit the floor. He hit the floor.
Macaroni Boozer. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm going to kick us off on this one because, like I said, I wanted to save a lot of it before once we got to the 2 songs together. And I kind of want to get your thoughts, especially you, Lost Motel, on my thought here. This one, I love the energy. And the reason I love this album is I really love old Flatliners because of that rapid fire lyrical delivery that they do, which is kind of tamed off a little bit over the years. But Here's my thought. Is this Does this remind you at all of the Arizona punk scene from back in like the early to nearly late 90s with like handfuls of bands that really kept delivering that rapid fire lyrical delivery? And I absolutely loved it. I know it drives a lot of people nuts because it's really hard to follow along the lyrics. It's
Mhm.
hard to sing along. I get that. But there were so many great bands in Arizona that were doing that. Like you had Sam the Butcher, Corrupt Citizen, even back in like early days, even Authority Zero was doing that, just like
Yep.
kind of lyrics going on.
Mhm.
And it was just like just pure adrenaline shows, and it was so much fucking fun. So like I said, I know it does drive a lot of people nuts, but to me, I love it because it's so much of my soul because I was in that scene for such a long time. Uh, so between both those, I do love both the songs. That one I liked a lot more though. So just the nostalgia of what it reminds me of and what it is, I give that an 87.
Beautiful.
And Lost Motel, go ahead and follow that.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You know, living a few hours away from the Phoenix scene, I didn't always have my finger on the pulse of what was going on, but there were definitely some bands that crept through, you know, up to the northern part of the state there that we would catch wind of, and that is what I remember. Yes, that like late 90s AZ ska sound. I think I'd mentioned them at one point. There was a band called 0.9% that kind of I think fit the bill too there
Mhm.
that remember made their way up to us. Um, Man, I spent the whole time that song enjoying it and loving it, but also like just thinking about what a fucking cool band the Flatliners are. Like the way that they've changed over the years, the different styles that they've incorporated into their music. I just think about Chris as a songwriter and how like he was a fucking badass then. I mean, you think about they were what, 15? I think they were around 15 when they put this album out, 16, somewhere around there.
Whew.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
That's
like
incredible. Holy shit.
just fucking blows my mind, man. And yeah, the like changes they've made in their sound over the years and how they've uh yeah, they're just I mean that comes with the fact too that like they started when they were 15 and now they're whatever age they are. But when you play in a band that long with the same people and your friends growing up together, you can just like you just feel it with them, you know, like they just fucking got it. Um Having said all that, yeah, fucking great song. That gets an 83.
Very nice. Mr. Payton.
Yeah, yeah, enjoyed the hell out of that too. I mean, definitely like the subject matter. Um,
You can concentrate on the subject matter.
Yeah,
I
holy
didn't
shit.
catch a word of that.
I had to, the lyrics weren't synced, so I had to go through them and try to keep up. It was difficult, but I made it somehow. Yeah, you guys pretty much said it all. Love that fast, furious delivery. Fucking, um, yeah, 85.
And Mr. Hood.
Yeah. I honestly don't know how people can word that fast. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
That's fucking absolutely wild, man.
Chris is a beast, man. He's a fucking
Yeah.
beast.
Well, when you're 15, you know, you have more energy and
Yeah, that's still fucking incredible. I mean, admittedly so. I really have not given the Flatliners an honest chance whatsoever listening to them. I think this is the most exposure I've actually had to them on our channel here.
Wow.
So these two songs honestly have done it for me though, and I will be definitely going through a Flatliners phase I think here in the next little bit. I enjoyed those both of those songs tremendously, and even the cover of the Tragically Hip song. As much as you guys don't agree with that, but that's fine. We'll revisit that in a later video, or never again.
So sad. It is so. This took a turn, guys.
No, I sincerely enjoyed that song. Again, like you're saying, the rapid fire lyrics there, I love that. It gives a specific type of energy outside of the actual musical content itself. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm gonna go with actually, I think it was a 79 in the last one. I think I'm gonna go with the same 79.
both nice. So that one gets an 84 all around. So
Nice.
very
Cool.
nice. Yeah, if you want to go on a kick on Flatliners, this is the album to start with, I think. There's so many just
Yeah.
those rapid fire bangers just going on through this whole entire album. So, all right, so that was a double header of public service announcement and Macoretta Boozer. Any last words before we head out?
Macaroni boo boo.
Macaroni boo boo.
Macaroni
Bye.
bye
Maca boo boo. Maca bop.
bye.
Maca bee bee.
Maca bye bye.
Maca bay.